Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a custom that I've wanted to do for a very long time. This is going to be the first of many. Instead of filming all 5, we're going to film just one, show you guys what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then I'll do the rest and come back in a follow-up video, but I really wanted to get this up. So this is the NECA alien Lambert figure in compression suit. This is an awesome figure. This is an awesome sculpt. Extremely close to the film. Technically I think it is exactly like this in the movie, but there are a few scenes where you see some buttons possibly lit up over here. But it might be the kids' suit. For those of you that don't know, children were used for some of the shots. So it's possible that the helmet was lit up differently on those kid suits. Now this figure's body has been used 5 times. So we have Lambert, we have Dallas, Kane, Ripley in compression suit, and then we have Amanda Ripley. So I have all 5. I'm going to be doing what you see here today with all 5. I always really wished that we had LEDs in this helmet, like in the movie. This also lights up in the movie. There's a split-second shot in the scene with Dallas where you can see inside the helmet is a red light. Eagle Eye fans would have noticed that. If I can find a shot, I'll put it up. And then of course we have buttons here, here, up here as well. Let's get started on this. I'm really excited. Alright guys, here's our Lambert figure. We are going to heat up a pin that I got from a sewing kit. You guys can see that. We've got a pair of pliers. Apologies for the lighting, it's a kitchen, guys, so it's not great in here, but I have another pair of pliers. Maybe this will work better, let's see. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so we're going to heat this up and get to work. You guys can see the plastic picks up. I'm still in the kitchen, but basically want to carefully trim this excess plastic off using a very sharp X-Acto. You guys can see what I did there. Pretty big hole. Just trim this off carefully. Alright, I got my test battery here, which is attached to an LED. So turn that on. Alright, so let's test this out. It looks alright, that looks pretty good. Let's move on to the next step. Alright guys, same thing applies for this side of the helmet. A little bit of heat and that comes off. See that? So, put this off to the side for my focus. You guys can see the pin through. So instead of pulling it back out that way, I want to avoid the plastic. Pull it straight through the button. Stuck the needle straight through. Again, grab it to the bottom. And here's our final piece, the top portion of the helmet. I can cover up that secondary hole. I made a mistake there, but with the LEDs you can test it if you want. Should be able to go in clean. It does. So now we're going to have to cover that up. Got this plastic here. Clean this table. Got this plastic here from an action figure. Looks like a G.I. Joe Classified. And you guys can see that, right? Line that up just right. Should be able to work. You can see you're working with a lot of LEDs here, so just another reason to paint them, to color code them. You can see this one is red. And I have a million of these, so I just take them out of the package as soon as I get them like this. Slap a little bit of paint on there so you know what color it is. So red, green, that's the two buttons we have here. We have Dallas. We're using Dallas for reference. Let's see. So red is the first one, and I think this is going to be easier to do. Let me just twirl this up first. Okay. Right through. There you go. going to give it a slight bend. Some super glue. I'll let that dry and just move on to the other pieces. You can see there's a lot of wires here, guys. Don't get intimidated. Don't get intimidated. Instead of looking at the mess and your lack of experience with LEDs, just focus on one thing at a time. Don't worry about the entire project. Just focus on this one light. And then after you're done with that one light, focus on the other lights you want. Just one at a time. Don't let this intimidate you or be scared. I think what I'm going to do here is glue that down. Remember, we took that piece off, and that's right here. So with the wire super glued in there, really not gonna fit in there too perfectly anymore. So, I mean, you can use a razor blade, but it looks like right here. And this is kind of perfect. You see little ridges? This one ridge here is the one that's gonna go. So I am a cigarette smoker. So this should be enough. Again, I'm not going to burn it completely through. I'm just doing a slight little, I just want to make an indentation. Alright, so we got a box in a circle. Hopefully, you know what, let's use scissors just to weigh it down, to keep it straight. And I'm gonna try and make a straight box. It might look like I'm doing this hard, but I'm not. Do not cut through the plastic. Come on. There you go. And this ink is gonna come off, but don't rip those off. You're just bending. Just bend. Nothing crazy. I don't know if that was in focus, I apologize, but you need to create a little gap for the wire to get through. Looking pretty good. Yeah, that's what I wanted right there. As we have a sample backpack here, this is the battery pack we're using. And apologies that this is sideways, I'm going to fix it in a minute. I just wanted you to see this. Basically, the backpack has to be glued like that. So you guys can see we're quite a bit short. So we're going to use epoxy sculpt. Try to make that longer. You can see that lines up pretty well. Most importantly, making sure it's the same thickness, which it is. So now I'm just going to line it up. I have a razor blade. Just make sure it's all straight. And if it's a little too big, that's okay. You want it to be, if you're going to make a mistake, you want it to be bigger, not smaller. Bigger is okay. We can always sand it down. It's not a big deal. So let's let that dry and we'll come back. Perfect. Alright guys, you guys can see we have the battery pack right here. I have my attachment to plug the LEDs in through here. This of course is going into the battery pack, my power source. I started threading the wires, as you guys can see. It looks very confusing, but it's not. Just look at it in reds and blacks, and the reds will feed in there, blacks will feed in there. So for example, these red wires feed into this portion right here. So the backpack doesn't have to be that long, but for this helmet lamp, for example, you want to figure it out and just eyeball it. So put the figure together, then start threading. Then you can cut and make decisions. So let's do that. Alright guys, and we are done with this custom figure. I am super excited for this figure. This is something I've always wanted. I'm really happy, really excited. Let's take a closer look. So that ring is coming off the light that I'm using right now, so just ignore it for a second. You guys can see, you can kind of see the LEDs in there. I got that faucet ring, which really helped this piece out. Really came out nice. Looks good. And I didn't have to do any sculpting. Do you see the wire connecting to the backpack, as well as the LED? You do have an LED in there. This is the battery pack. So, not great, obviously. Like, it doesn't look authentic. I left this black and red. I just thought it kind of added something to it. This here is the connector, so all the LEDs are feeding in here, and this is to the battery pack, on and off switch. Very nice. We have LEDs up here here. Got some wires hidden inside there as they bleed out this way. I then painted the wires black. I thought it added really alien-esque type atmosphere. We do have one more LED up here. And let me see if I can get the angle on this. Yeah, and then we got our LEDs in there. And then don't forget, for the eagle eye fans, there is one more LED right there. So let's turn it on. Show you guys what I did. So you see there's blue right there. Got the red flasher. There you go. You do have a red flasher there. Blue. We got green over here. It's not coming up, maybe it is, but it's interesting how LEDs overpower other LEDs. For example, there's green here, and you can barely see on camera that there's a red one under there. But there is. It almost looks like white. It's interesting. But this is green, this is red. There's another blue one. Up here, same thing, we have a green next to a red. I got the red flasher in the wrist. 3 LEDs here. 3 LEDs in the top. And then for the eagle eye fans, you can see we got that. You can see we got that red one inside the helmet, which always bugged me. I wish NECA would have sculpted that button. Let's turn off the lights. I'm curious what this looks like with the lights off. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty sick. That is sick. That's dope. Oh man, just what I always wanted. And look, just like in the movie, the light. Let me see if I get a better angle. The light from the helmet, this is what I really wanted. The light from the helmet reflecting off the top and causing those shadows to come down. Dude, that looks dope. Not too crazy about the red flashing up. It's not supposed to be that bright, but you know, whatever. There's nothing I could do about that. But this thing looks dope. So freaky. And I'm okay with the wires. I know it's not amazing, but I'd rather have it with the lights all geared up and everything. The battery pack doesn't bother me. I hope it doesn't bother you guys. It's so easy to do this project. Oh my god. You guys gotta try this at home. I think you're gonna be really, really happy. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that this inspired you guys. Just like my Kurt Russell, The Thing, McReady custom video. If you haven't seen it, you guys know I'm fooling around a lot with LEDs. I really hope that I'm inspiring you guys to do some things on your own and try some things out. It's really a lot of fun. It's very, very rewarding. I hope you guys are inspired. Please push all the buttons. Do the YouTube thing if you learned anything at all and had a good time. And I will definitely catch you guys in the next scary video. And as always, guys, stay creative.